Greetings everyone, this is Logical and welcome to FPS Weekly number 38 for June 19th, 2016. This is also the E3 special edition of FPS Weekly. As per usual in the yearly aspect of FPS Weekly, E3 is kind of a big thing. So, to kick it off, instead of talking about all the games like I did last year, which was kind of boring and not really that great, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into a little montage for you guys that has all the trailers of the FPS games that were announced and or talked about at E3. And then I shall talk about the news stories that I have gathered at the end. So if you're interested in that, you can wait on it after the montage and hear my opinions on various articles of somewhat importantness. Alright, let's get into that montage. Well, you guys excited? Because I'm excited. I think all of those look pretty damn cool, and I can't wait to see what else is going to happen with those later on in the future. So, yeah, I'm definitely pretty excited about all of those different games. Definitely want to see more of them. Just really stoked, really excited for it. So let's now get into the actual depth of FPS Weekly, which is the news stories, and let's talk about them for a bit, right? So first up, we got stuff concerning Doom SnapMap and multiplayer DLC. So apparently Hell is coming to Doom SnapMap, which is pretty cool. It gives players more customization and customizability with their snap maps that they create and put out into the community as user-generated content to keep the game fresh and exciting and innovative. So yeah, that's cool. And also, information was revealed about the first DLC pack for Doom, and apparently we're getting 3 maps. Is it 3 maps? The article doesn't say. I think it's... Oh, wait, no. Yes, 3 maps. Wow, that was just horrible, wasn't that? That was so bad. My recording skills are just so on point. But yeah, 3 new maps and 2 new modes. One is called Exodus, the other is called Sector. And apparently one is like capture the flag, and the other is like a capture and hold type mode. Sort of like domination in COD. So there's that. And also, there's going to be a new weapon, which we know nothing about, and a new demon, which you can pick from your selection of various demon things. And from the trailer, this demon looks pretty OP, so that's very interesting. It just like fires out like energy blast. Like, psh. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what's going on. And the multiplayer DLC is supposed to be arriving shortly. It's supposed to be coming out very, very soon, if I remember correctly. How soon, I don't remember, but I think like either late this month or early next month. So that's all good. That's all well and good. The next thing we're going to be talking about is some Overwatch patch notes. Apparently McCree and Widowmaker have been nerfed, because apparently people in the pro scene were like, McCree is too powerful. He's like a one-shot for everything situation. We can't deal with McCree. Ah! So, yeah, McCree's alt fire, which is fan the hammer, which is basically like you've got a 6-shot revolver, and fan the hammer, which is right click if you're on PC. I don't remember what the console controls are. When you do that, it basically just unloads all 6 shots super fast in a wide area. The damage on that has been decreased. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Widowmaker. The reason why they did this is that apparently McCree was basically like just a badass, even though he is a badass. In fact, on his belt buckle says BAMF, which is badass motherfucker. So apparently he was just too badass, too much of a badass motherfucker, and apparently could just, shred all characters on the opposing team without too much trouble, which caused balance issues because he was not meant to be the destroyer of tanks, which is what he became. He's meant to deal with the lighter, more mobile characters that don't have as much health and be effective counters to them, like Tracer and Genji. So, and so McCree's been patched in that regard. As for Widowmaker, her base damage with her rifle has been decreased from 15 to 12, so she's not as lethal just by getting body shots. However, her critical hits, which are headshots, when she's scoped in, that multiplier has been improved from, I think it was like 1.7x to 2x, something like that. So basically she's, like, if you can get headshots with Widowmaker, she's going to be very lethal now, which is kind of what her purpose is supposed to be. She's supposed to be a very, very powerful sniper, and not this kind of person that's going to be like, oh, I'm just going to smash you with body shot, and just Shrek people. This is what happens when you try to say shred and wreck at the same time. You just come up with Shrek. Damn it, brain! Why do you have to do this to me? So that's just that's what's happening with Widowmaker. Not too terrible nerfs. Probably all right. I just got Overwatch on the PC, so yeah, it's fine. Played the beta, it was good. You guys know my opinions on Overwatch. We're not gonna get too in depth with it. And now for the third news story is that Dishonored 2 apparently is going to let you refuse powers entirely. Having not played Dishonored 1, apparently there's this character called the Outsider, who's like this godlike character that gives you your powers in the first place, and even though you can choose to not use the powers at all, you don't have a choice in getting the powers. You'll have the powers regardless. It's just up to you whether or not you want to use them. In Dishonored 2, that is apparently different, where the outsider, you can actually just straight up be like, fuck you, bitch, no, I don't want your powers, play in your game, no, not dealing with you. So if you want to be like that, then I suppose you can be like that. I mean, who would want to be like that? Get powers. Get powers from a god like me. I mean, come on, I'd fucking take that opportunity. Wouldn't you? I would. Makes the game easier, makes the game more fun. I mean, come on. I don't care if I'm a pawn, I get fucking powers. So, but if you want to be all, like, high and mighty, with whatever, I guess, with that, like, I refuse to be a pawn in a greater scheme, then you can refuse powers, and cool, good for you. You can refuse powers entirely, make the game much harder, and get the correlated achievement and a probably slightly alternate ending to the story. Good on you. Whatever. And for our final news story, Titanfall 2, all DLC maps and modes will be free! So that is fucking awesome. Big props to Respawn Entertainment for doing that. I really think that is fucking awesome. And I really wish more developers would do this. This used to be commonplace back in the day, like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Developers would release stuff and be like, hey, we're releasing a new map pack, and it's free, and everyone's like, yay! Right, we're releasing a new mode, and it's free, and everyone's like, yay! But then it just kind of like, hey, let's charge people for everything, and everyone's like, and until it just became commonplace, like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. So now we come full circle to the point where it's just like, ah, sweet, a developer's doing stuff for free, they're offering free shit now in their updates, ah! I mean, I'm hyped for Titanfall 2 regardless, but this is just like generally a thumbs up and everything. Oh my god, this is really hurting my fucking ear. This is like sliding down and oh my god, this hurts my ear right now. Like literally my ear is getting squished against the side of my head because of this fucking headset. So I'm gonna end it right here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this edition of FPS Weekly, covering E3 and all of its glorious spectacles. I certainly did. And I shall hopefully see you guys next week with some cool news stories that are relevant and pertinent and not completely boring. Because that tends to happen a lot. Or things will be like completely boring, be too many news stories, too few news stories, whatever. It's just like, I cannot deal with this shit. And then FPS Weekly doesn't happen. And then that just makes me sad. It makes you guys sad because you can't get shit. So it's just like, oh, whatever. What the fuck ever. Whatever. Hopefully that doesn't happen next week. So this is Logical. I'll be seeing you guys later.